Dr. Elena Kim stood motionless in the vast research facility, her breath creating tiny clouds against the climate-controlled environment of Kepler 452b. The crystal before her wasn't just another archaeological discovery, it was something extraordinary. The artifact gleamed with an unusual light, its surface rippling like liquid metal, despite being perfectly solid. Elena had spent months tracking this particular specimen, following fragmented research notes and ancient star charts that suggested something remarkable about its origins. Her fingers hovered inches from the crystal, scientific curiosity battling with professional caution. Researchers before her had been mysteriously warned never to touch similar artifacts without proper protocols. But Elena was different. She was a risk-taker, a scientist who believed that true discovery happened at the edge of known boundaries. Slight tremor ran through her hand. The crystal seemed to pulse, almost as if it was responding to her proximity. Its blue-green surface started creating intricate patterns, geometric shapes that seemed to dance and shift with an intelligence of their own. "Just a quick scan," she muttered to herself, activating her specialized quantum resonance scanner. The moment her fingertip touched the crystal's surface, everything changed. A burst of energy exploded outward, not destructive, but intense. Complex, mathematical equations seemed to race across the crystal's surface. Strange symbols flickered, some resembling ancient mathematical notations, others looking like star charts from civilizations humanity had never encountered. Thousands of light-years away, on a massive crystalline spaceship orbiting a distant, binary star system, two royal sisters suddenly jerked awake. Princess Hana and Princess Yuna felt a quantum vibration they had only heard about in ancient royal legends. "The resonance," Hana whispered, her eyes wide with a mixture of shock and anticipation. Back on Kepler 452b, Elena realized something unprecedented was happening. The crystal wasn't just responding, it was communicating. Complex data streams began downloading directly into her neural pathways, bypassing traditional sensory inputs. Images flashed through her mind, distant planets, complex technological systems, advanced civilizations that existed beyond human comprehension. She saw massive space constructions, intricate biological technologies, and communication networks that spanned entire galactic clusters. The crystal's energy didn't harm her. Instead, it seemed to be evaluating her, scanning her genetic structure, analyzing her cognitive capabilities. Each pulse felt like a question, a probe into her fundamental essence. Elena's scientific training kicked in. She tried to maintain professional detachment, but the sheer wonder of the moment made her heart race. This wasn't just a discovery. This was potentially the most significant moment in human scientific history. Quantum entanglement occurred rapidly. The crystal was selecting her, though for what purpose remained unclear. Its energy signature suggested it was more than a mere artifact. It was a living technology, a bridge between different dimensional realities. Her research team, monitoring from a safe distance, watched in astonishment. Sensors went wild, recording data points that defied current scientific understanding. Every instrument showed something impossible was happening. The crystal's surface continued shifting, now displaying complex holographic projections that seemed to tell a story. Ancient civilizations, cosmic migrations, technological revolutions, all flickered in rapid succession. Elena understood something fundamental was changing, not just for her but potentially for entire human civilization. As the final energy pulse completed its cycle, the crystal went silent. Its surface returned to a calm, seemingly ordinary state. But Elena knew nothing would ever be the same. Something had chosen her. Something vast and incomprehensible had initiated first contact, and humanity's greatest adventure was about to begin. The research facility hummed with anticipation, unaware that a single touch had just altered the course of human history forever. Would you like me to continue with the next part or refine this section further? The research facility's sterile white corridors suddenly filled with an impossible light. Soft blue-green energy materialized, forming intricate geometric patterns before solidifying into two humanoid figures. Princess Hana and Princess Yuna, stood perfectly still, their arrival causing immediate chaos. Elena Kim, still recovering from her crystal encounter, watched in stunned silence. The princesses were unlike anything she had ever seen. Tall, lean, with skin that seemed to shimmer between solid and translucent. Their clothing wasn't fabric, but something that looked like living technology, changing colors and patterns with each subtle movement. Facility alarms blared. Security protocols activated instantly. Armed guards rushed forward, weapons raised, only to find themselves frozen mid-motion. The princesses had created some kind of localized time suspension field. "Dr. Elena Kim," Princess Hana spoke, her voice a perfect blend of human language and something else, a harmonic resonance that seemed to bypass normal sound waves. "You have activated the sacred resonance." Elena struggled to find words. Her scientific mind raced, trying to process the impossible scenario unfolding before her. The princesses didn't look threatening, but their presence suggested something far beyond a normal first contact situation. Princess Yuna stepped forward, extending her hand. A small crystalline object hovered between her fingers, a miniature version of the artifact Elena had touched. "By cosmic law and generational protocol, you are now bound to our royal lineage." The research team watched in silent horror and fascination. Dr. Marcus Roberts, the facility's lead scientist, attempted to speak but found his voice caught in his throat. Something about the princess's presence made normal human communication seem primitive. "This is impossible," Elena finally managed to say. "I simply touched a research artifact. That doesn't constitute a... whatever you're suggesting." "Princess," Hana smiled, a gesture both familiar and alien. "On your world it might seem accidental. In our civilization, crystal touch is a quantum commitment. You have not just touched an object, you have initiated a cosmic bond." The facility's advanced sensors went crazy. Energy readings defied current scientific understanding. The princesses seemed to exist in multiple dimensional states simultaneously, their bodies flickering between solid and energy forms. Elena realized this was more than a first contact scenario. This was a fundamental challenge to everything humans understood about interstellar communication, biology, and legal frameworks. "What exactly does this bond mean?" she asked, her scientific curiosity overriding her initial shock. Princess Yuna's eyes glowed with an inner light. "You are now a potential genetic technological partner. Our civilization sees such connections as more than marriage. It is a complete merging of biological and technological potential." Security teams remained frozen. The princesses had effectively paused normal human activity within the entire research facility. Their technology was so advanced, it made human, defensive systems look like children's toys. Outside the facility, government communication channels exploded. Military command centers, scientific research departments, and diplomatic corps scrambled to understand the unfolding situation. A simple research mission had just transformed into the most significant moment in human history. Elena studied the princesses carefully. They weren't just visitors. They were representatives of a civilization so advanced it could casually suspend time, teleport across vast distances, and transform biological interactions into technological agreements. "We require your formal acceptance," Princess Hana continued. "Rejection is possible, but would trigger complex diplomatic consequences." The crystal Elena had touched earlier began pulsing again, as if confirming the princess's words. Its energy seemed connected to their presence, creating a triangular communication network that humans could barely comprehend. One thing became crystal clear. Elena's accidental touch had just opened a door to something humanity was completely unprepared to understand. The universe, it seemed, had just decided to make first contact in the most unexpected way possible. Would you like me to continue with the next part, or refine this section further? The United Nations Emergency Council convened within hours of the alien princess's arrival. Massive screens displayed Elena Kim standing between two extraordinary beings that seemed to defy human understanding. Captain David Rodriguez briefed the tense room. They're claiming a biological legal bond based on crystal contact. This isn't a typical first contact scenario. Global leaders watched in a mixture of fear and fascination. The princesses sat calmly, their presence radiating a technology so advanced it made human systems look primitive. Princess Hana explained that the crystal touch represented a generational transfer of cosmic knowledge, not just a personal connection, but a potential species-level integration. Elena discovered the crystal contained technological blueprints centuries beyond human comprehension. Each blueprint seemed alive, shifting, and adapting as human researchers attempted to decode them. Military analysts realized these weren't just schematics. They were living technological instructions that could revolutionize human understanding of physics, energy, and communication. The Russian representative demanded explanations. "What exactly do you want from our scientist?" Princess Yuna's response was both simple and complex: knowledge exchange, genetic potential, evolutionary advancement. International tensions escalated quickly. Some nations saw this as a potential threat, while others viewed it as humanity's greatest opportunity. The crystal's technology suggested capabilities beyond current human imagination: energy systems that could solve global climate challenges, medical technologies that could eliminate most human diseases, transportation methods that could connect distant solar systems. Military strategists became increasingly nervous. The princess's technology could neutralize any human weapon system in milliseconds. They weren't conquerors. They were something far more complex: technological evaluators searching for potential cosmic partners. "The bond is not just personal," Princess Hana explained. "It is a quantum selection process. Your scientist has been chosen as a potential bridge between civilizations." Eleanor found herself at the center of a global drama. Her simple archaeological research had transformed into the most significant diplomatic event in human history. The crystal continued pulsing, revealing fragments of advanced knowledge that left researchers both excited and terrified. Government agencies began extensive background checks on Elena. Her entire life became a subject of intense scrutiny. Where did she come from? What made her unique? Why was she selected? The princesses remained patient, understanding that human civilization needed time to process their arrival. They demonstrated remarkable technological capabilities, creating holographic representations, translating complex ideas instantly, and maintaining a calm presence that suggested they viewed human reactions with a mixture of curiosity and mild amusement. Global scientific communities worked around the clock. Universities, research centers, and think tanks attempted to understand the implications of this unexpected arrival. The crystal's technology suggested capabilities that could solve multiple human challenges: energy production, medical treatments, environmental restoration. "We offer partnership, not conquest," Princess Yuna repeatedly explained to increasingly anxious human representatives. Military satellites tracked the princess's spacecraft, a massive crystalline structure that seemed to exist in multiple dimensional states simultaneously. Traditional tracking systems struggled to maintain a consistent reading. Elena became the primary translator, her unique connection with the crystal allowing her to understand nuances that would escape normal human communication. She discovered the princesses represented a civilization that saw technological and biological evolution as a collaborative process. The world watched and waited. News channels broadcasted continuous coverage. Social media exploded with theories, discussions, and wild speculations about the alien visitors. One thing became absolutely clear: humanity's understanding of its place in the universe was about to change forever. The diplomatic dance had begun, with humanity uncertain whether it was facing its greatest opportunity or most significant challenge. Would you like me to continue with the next part, or refine this section further? The Medical Research Center looked more like a high-tech spaceship than a hospital. Elena Kim lay connected to dozens of advanced machines, her body undergoing a transformation that medical experts struggled to comprehend. Princess Hana monitored the process, her fingers dancing across holographic displays that showed Elena's changing genetic structure. Each moment brought a new revelation. Human DNA was rewriting itself, integrating with alien technological patterns. "The process is delicate," Princess Yuna explained to the medical team. "We are not replacing her humanity. We are expanding her potential." Elena's muscles began to change. Microscopic technological fibers wove through her biological systems, creating a network more complex than any human had ever experienced. Her neural pathways expanded, allowing her to perceive realities previously invisible to human senses. Outside the research center, the Obsidian Confederation launched their attack. A massive fleet of dark angular spacecraft emerged from a hidden dimensional pocket. Their intention was clear: disrupt the bonding process at any cost. Alarms blared across multiple planetary defense systems. Captain David Rodriguez coordinated a desperate defensive strategy. Human and alien technologies would need to work together to survive the incoming threat. Elena's transformation accelerated. She could suddenly understand complex mathematical equations that would have seemed impossible moments before. Quantum mechanics became as simple to her as breathing. The crystal's knowledge flowed through her veins, rewriting her entire biological understanding. The first wave of Obsidian ships approached Jupiter's orbital platforms. Their weapons were unlike anything human technology had encountered. Quantum disruptors that could theoretically tear apart molecular structures. Princess Hana activated a defensive field. Crystalline energy erupted around the research center, creating a shield that looked like liquid light. The princesses revealed they were more than diplomatic visitors. They were advanced warriors protecting their chosen partner. Medical monitors went crazy. Elena's body temperature stabilized at impossible levels. Her brain activity showed patterns that combined human creativity with alien computational precision. She was becoming something entirely new, a bridge between two civilizations. "The transformation is about potential," Princess Yuna told the stunned medical team. "We are not changing her. We are helping her become what she was always meant to be." Jupiter's orbital platforms became a massive battlefield. Human defense ships fought alongside the princess's crystalline technology. Energy weapons created spectacular displays of light and destruction. The Obsidian Confederation had chosen the wrong moment to attack. Elena's eyes suddenly opened, but they were different, surrounded by a soft blue-green light that seemed to understand everything and nothing simultaneously. She could see multiple dimensions, understand complex cosmic interactions that humans had never imagined. The medical team watched in a mixture of terror and fascination. Elena was no longer just a human scientist. She had become a living bridge between species, a technological biological marvel that defied current understanding. Captain Rodriguez received real-time updates. The defensive battle around Jupiter was turning. Human and alien technologies combined created a defensive network more powerful than anything in recorded history. Princess Hana smiled. "The selection is complete," she whispered. Elena's transformation represented more than a personal change. It was humanity's first step into a larger, more complex universal community. The crystal's energy pulsed through her veins, a living testament to a connection that went beyond simple biological or technological boundaries. The battle continued. The transformation continued. Humanity's greatest adventure was just beginning. "Would you like me to continue with the final part, or refine this section further?" The dimensional breach opened like a massive wound in space. Impossible geometries twisted and turned, revealing something that existed beyond human or alien comprehension. Reality itself seemed to bend and crack. Elena Kim stood at the center of everything, her transformed body radiating a blue-green energy that stabilized the collapsing dimensional boundaries. The crystal's knowledge flowed through her, transforming her into something more than human, more than alien, a living bridge between realities. Princess Hana and Princess Yuna flanked her, their technologies merging with Elena's newfound capabilities. The Obsidian Confederation's attack had been a distraction. This breach was the real threat, a cosmic event that could destroy multiple universes. "We are the Guardians," Elena spoke, her voice resonating with multiple harmonic frequencies. She no longer sounded completely human. Her words carried the weight of cosmic understanding. Captain David Rodriguez watched from the command center. Human and alien technologies worked in perfect synchronization, something that would have seemed impossible just weeks earlier. Massive, energy networks connected spacecraft, planetary defense systems, and Elena's transformed body. The dimensional breach began to consume everything. Entire star systems flickered at its edge, threatened by a force that existed beyond normal physical laws. This was more than a battle. This was a fundamental challenge to existence itself. Elena's body became a living weapon. The crystal's knowledge transformed her into a quantum stabilization point. Her consciousness expanded, understanding the complex mathematical patterns that held universes together. She could see the intricate connections between different realities, the delicate balance that prevented total cosmic collapse. Princess Yuna activated the final protocol. Crystalline energy wrapped around Elena, creating a protective cocoon that pulsed with living technology. "The selection was never random," she whispered. "You were always meant for this moment." The breach continued expanding. Military systems across multiple planetary networks went dark. Traditional weapons became useless against a threat that didn't follow any known physical rules. Elena's transformed consciousness reached out. She wasn't fighting the breach. She was understanding it. Each moment revealed more about the complex cosmic interactions that maintained universal balance. The crystal's knowledge showed her pathways invisible to normal perception. "We are the bridge," she said, her voice carrying across multiple dimensional frequencies. The breakthrough came unexpectedly. Elena's body became a living quantum key, sealing the dimensional breach not through destruction but through understanding. Her transformed biology created a stabilization point that allowed multiple realities to exist simultaneously. Princess Hana smiled. The human had become more than they had initially anticipated. This wasn't just a technological exchange, this was a fundamental evolutionary step for an entire species. The breach slowly closed. Planetary defense systems gradually returned to normal functionality. But nothing would ever be the same again. Humanity had just taken its first real step into a larger cosmic community. Elena looked different. Her eyes contained entire universes. Her body radiated a soft blue-green light that suggested she was no longer bound by traditional biological limitations. The crystal's knowledge had transformed her into a living bridge between civilizations. "The connection is complete," she said. Simply governments around the world struggled to understand what had happened. News networks tried to explain the unexplainable. Scientists worked to comprehend a transformation that defied current understanding. Captain Rodriguez realized they had witnessed something extraordinary. Humanity's first true cosmic diplomatic agent had been created, not through military might, but through an unexpected connection with an alien civilization. The universe watched and waited. Humanity's greatest adventure had just begun. Would you like me to refine or elaborate on any part of this final section?